So, I've decided to make sourdough bread. I've never made it before. In fact, I've never really made any bread before. I didn't even make bread in lockdown. I remember a long time ago, I tried to make some pizza dough and it went a bit wrong and I had to get my mother-in-law over to come and fix it. From the ingredients, it looks pretty simple. It's just flour and water. From what I've read online, we have to make a starter first, so that's what we're going to do. I've got my jars and my flour. For those of you who are new here, I'm Natalie. I'm a mother of 3 and a wife, and I make videos that I think you may or may not find entertaining. Hopefully you do. We'll find out. So, I have consulted the clevercarrot.com. That's where I got my recipe from. I will put the links in the description. And it says, basically, we need 60 grams of this wholemeal bread flour and 60 grams of water put into a jar. Okay, I think I've already gone wrong. The water probably isn't as warm as it needs to be. Here, let's move the scale. But anyway, it says to mix it with a fork until it's smooth. I think my jar's too big. This is a very big jar, but this was all they had at B&M. How important is it that it's like all properly mixed in? Is it that important? Right, so we've mixed that. It says to let it rest in a warm spot for 24 hours. Basically, I think I have to feed it for a week. What do I have to feed it with? Flour and water. And then hopefully by the end of the week, it will be ready to be made into sourdough bread. This seems easy enough. Can it be that hard? It does say I have to feed it at the same time every day. So that might be the challenging bit. But let's... Ow. Put the lid on and go put it somewhere warm. Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave it. I'll check in with you tomorrow. Right, it's time to check on the sourdough starter. So it's been 24 hours since we set it up. And here it is. Let me just get you a closer look. So hopefully you can see in there that there's some bubbles forming on the top, which is what it's supposed to do. So according to the recipe, once the bubbles start, we leave it for 24 hours before we feed it. This time tomorrow, we'll give it a feed. Hello, so we're on day 2? 2, yeah. So this is first feed. So from what I've read, what I have to do is throw half of it away and then add 60 grams of flour and 60 grams of warm water this time. Yeah, I'm remembering. Mix it all up and then leave it and do the same tomorrow. But what I'm going to do, oh wow, that's so weird, is just like spoon half of it in there, I think. It's really, oh, it does smell a bit funny. It did say it would smell a bit funny, and it does smell a bit funny. Right, anyway, let's add our flour. There we go, so we're all mixed up. Lid back on and we do the same again tomorrow. So we are on what I think is day 4 of making a starter. So let's just do what we did yesterday. Oh, it smells today.
Mummy, are you making
eventually, this is sourdough, so we're making yeast first. This is what's going to make the bread all fluffy. Yep, so we need 60 grams of flour. Do you want to put the flour in? Can you reach? Are you coming to see too? Would you like to help?
Mummy, this flour is funny.
Yeah, in the jar. Put it in. Yep, some more. We need 60 grams.
Of course I can.
Give it all a big mix. Can you smell it?
Yeah, I can smell it.
What do you think of the smell?
It will smell.
Does it smell a bit yucky? No?
It smells like Lego, so
It smells like Lego.
yeah.
Oh my, right, okay. I wasn't expecting it to smell like that. The reason I smelled it is because in theory this should be my last day feeding it before I get to use it, but it says it won't be ready till the smell's gone away. And I think it smelled the worst. It smelled all week today. I don't know. There's lots of bubbles, which is good. Got it all over me. The only way I can describe this is like vinegar. That's what it smells like. And it feels like that too, because I had a little cut on my finger and I've just got some of it in the cut and it stings like someone's put vinegar in it. So I think what I'll do going forward is I'll just feed it and not film it, and I'll come back to you when it's ready to use and we'll make some sourdough together. So it's been nearly 2 weeks since I last checked in with you, and I've been feeding my starter. So we're going to test if it's ready to use. Now, from what I've read, we put a teaspoon of starter in a glass of water. If it floats, it's ready. If it sinks, it's not. Well, that doesn't look like it's floating. That bit's floating! It's floating! It's floating, Ryan! It's floating! That's definitely... oh, no, that bit's... but that big bit's floating. Oh, it floated. Nah, it floated. That counts. It's ready! The time has finally come where I can make my sourdough bread. It's only taken like 3 weeks to get the starter to work. So, but here we are. Here is my bubbly starter. I have all my ingredients here. So, let's make it. And then what I'm going to do with the rest of the starter, put it in a clean jar and name it, because apparently you're meant to give it a name. So I'm going to name it Derek and stick it in the fridge and feed it once a week to keep it going. Well, that's a bit of a problem. It doesn't fit in my fridge. Maybe we won't put it in the fridge then. I just used the same flour I did for the starter, so we're having a wholemeal loaf. Right, there we go. See you in half an hour. Okay, so I've given it half an hour to do its thing. And now I've got to squish it for 15 seconds and then leave it to do its rising. So I'm like, turn it into a ball, I think. So this next rising stage can take between 3 and 12 hours, depending on the temperature of the room. So I have a plan as to how I'm going to make it take 3 hours and not 12, because I would really like to get this baked and done today. Looks kind of round. This is where I'm going to leave it, on top of the cooker, and this is what is going to make it rise in 3 hours instead of 12. I'm going to take the fire off the thermostat and switch it on, and then it's going to get really hot in here and it should rise pretty quick. I think it has to double in size before I do the next bit. It's the next morning. My plan of leaving the fire on to have it rise in 3 hours didn't work. I forget that that's an American recipe and we live in cold Britain. But I switched the fire off after 3 hours because at that point nothing had happened and I figured that wasn't going to work. But it has got very big overnight, so it is now ready to do the last bits and cook it, but I've got to go out this morning, so I'm going to go out first and then we will cook our sourdough. Right, I'm back from town. Let's cook this sourdough, finally. So it says I have to shape it, so we're going to get it out of this bowl and shape it. It said not to flour the bench and to kind of do this, I think. Is this? I don't know. Do this so it's, there we go. And then I have my pot with some baking paper in it. We flip it over in the pot and put the lid on, and I leave it for half an hour and then chuck it in the oven. I forgot to slash the dough. Slash, slash, slash. My first loaf of sourdough bread, fresh out the oven. Smells, I don't know what it smells like, but I've got to leave it to cool for an hour before I can cut it, because apparently if I don't it will be all doughy inside. So in an hour we'll come back, have some bread, and I'll let you know what it tastes like. relegated to the kids' table to do my taste test because they're all sat up there eating McDonald's. But this is just the bread with butter on.
I'll show you that some cheese. Wow, Mummy, that's awesome.
Do you want to taste?
Yeah.
Have a taste.
I like the taste. And I love the crunchy.
It is crunchy.
I touching me.
You're around the wrong side, Jess. Oh, yes. Come stand next to me. Do you want to taste of my bread? Jess? No. It's probably a bit salty for my liking, and I didn't put as much salt in as it told me to. I've never eaten sourdough bread before, but it definitely tastes sour. And now I'm going to enjoy it with my beans on toast. So I've come in the toy room to get some peace and quiet. I've ate my beans on toast, and I think I can honestly say I don't like sourdough bread. I don't think it tastes very nice, or at least the one I made doesn't. Whether it's meant to taste like that or not, I don't know, because I've never eaten sourdough bread before. I'm going to take the rest of that loaf I've made to my mum and dad's tomorrow and see what they think. But yeah, all that effort and I don't even like it, which is just typical. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video and I'll catch you next time. Honestly, I can't believe this, but there you go. Bye.